Kowloon Generic Romance, an adaptation of Jun Mayuzuki's manga by Arvo Animation, has been a standout in the spring 2025 season, blending mature romance with sci-fi mystery in the evocative setting of a reimagined Kowloon walled city. The series follows Hajime Kudo and Reiko Kujirai, two realtors at Wong Loi Realty Company, as their office romance unfolds amidst a backdrop of nostalgia and unsettling secrets. Episode 4, titled A Memory of Kowloon, aired on April 26, 2025, and shifts focus to a pivotal real estate deal that unravels more about Reiko's mysterious past, deepening her bond with Hajime while introducing new layers of intrigue. I'm immediately hooked by the promise of exploring Reiko's identity further, but I'm also curious if the episode can maintain the emotional intensity of its predecessors while advancing the plot. In Episode 4, Hajime and Reiko handle a property deal tied to a supposedly haunted building, which leads them to uncover a photograph linking Reiko to someone from Hajime's past, intensifying questions about her identity as a possible recreation. Their investigation takes them to a welcome party for a tenant, where the night's festivities under Kowloon's glowing generic terra, a mysterious floating structure, prompt Reiko to confront Hajime about the city's oddities. Meanwhile, Miyuki Hebinuma, the enigmatic head of Hebinuma Pharmaceuticals, keeps tabs on Hajime, hinting at a deeper conspiracy. The episode ends on a shocking cliffhanger as Hajime's actions and a sudden disappearance raise more questions about Kowloon's reality. Episode 4 advances the overarching narrative by delving deeper into Reiko's mysterious origins, building on Episode 3's revelation that she may be a recreation of Kujirai B, Hajime's former fiancé. The real estate deal serves as a clever narrative device, tying the episode's events to Kowloon's history and unearthing a photograph that suggests Reiko's connection to Hajime is more profound than either realized. This revelation is a turning point, shifting the series from a slow-burn romance to a more urgent exploration of identity and memory. The episode also introduces Miyuki Hebinuma's surveillance of Hajime, hinting at a larger conspiracy involving the generic terra, which glows ominously during the welcome party, prompting Reiko's existential questions. The episode fulfills its role in the arc by escalating the mystery while grounding it in the characters' daily lives, a balance that keeps the series' tone consistent. It raises new questions: what is Hajime hiding? What is the generic terra's true purpose? But doesn't resolve much, leaving viewers on edge with a cliffhanger involving Hajime's ambiguous actions and a sudden disappearance, possibly of a character like Mr. Chan's second version. As mentioned in posts on X, I think the pacing is a bit uneven. The slower, character-focused moments at the welcome party contrast sharply with the rushed exposition around the photograph and Miyuki's involvement, which feels jarring. I personally don't understand why the writers didn't give the photograph reveal more breathing room to heighten its emotional impact. Reiko and Hajime are the episode's emotional anchors. Reiko's vulnerability shines as she grapples with her lack of memories, her confusion palpable when she asks Hajime, "Why is all of this happening?" Her determination to live as her absolute self, as noted in X posts, shows growth, reflecting her resolve to define her identity despite the revelations about Kujirai B. Hajime, meanwhile, reveals a more conflicted side. His protective demeanor during the party clashes with his secretive actions at the episode's end, which some fans on X speculate might involve a betrayal or collaboration with Miyuki. This duality adds depth to Hajime, though I'm against how his motivations remain unclear. It leaves his character arc feeling incomplete. Supporting characters like Yaomei and Miyuki play smaller but significant roles. Yaomei's heartwarming support, cheering Reiko up about her possible clone status, adds warmth to the episode, reinforcing her role as a grounding friend. Miyuki, with his snake-like presence and surveillance of Hajime, emerges as a more sinister figure, his curiosity about Reiko and Hajime hinting at a manipulative agenda. I really appreciate Yaomei's inclusion, but I think Miyuki's scenes could have been more impactful with clearer hints at his intentions. The dialogue feels natural, especially in Reiko and Hajime's interactions, though some exposition-heavy lines about the generic terra feel forced. The episode explores themes of identity, memory, and the tension between past and present, core to the series' appeal. Reiko's struggle to define herself amidst revelations about Kujirai B embodies the theme of identity, questioning what makes someone real. The photograph and Hajime's reaction highlight how memory shapes relationships, with Kowloon itself acting as a metaphor for clinging to a past that may not be as it seems. The generic terra's glow during the party underscores the theme of an artificial reality, suggesting that Kowloon's nostalgia might be a manufactured illusion. These themes are conveyed through Reiko's introspective questions and the eerie normalcy of the city's oddities, like the sudden disappearance of a character's second version. I find the exploration of memory haunting, as it prompts reflection on how much of our identity is tied to what we remember or don't. However, I don't think the episode fully capitalizes on these themes, as the rushed pacing dilutes their emotional weight. Episode Episode 4 enriches Kowloon's world by hinting at the generic Terra's role in the city's unnatural state. The glowing structure, described as a futuristic project by Hebenuma Pharmaceuticals, suggests a simulated or controlled reality, supporting fan theories that Kowloon might be a constructed space. The mention of second versions of characters, like Mr. Chan, adds to the doppelganger motif, reinforcing the series' sci-fi elements. The episode also captures Kowloon's retro aesthetic, its narrow alleys and neon signs, contrasting with modern anomalies like smartphones, which further blurs the timeline. I think this blend of past and present is effective, but I didn't like the lack of clarity around the generic Terra's purpose. A small hint could have made the world building more cohesive. The dialogue shines in intimate moments, like Reiko's heartfelt question to Hajime under the glowing Terra, which feels raw and genuine. However, the exposition about the photograph and Miyuki's plans is delivered too casually, as if the characters are discussing the weather. Lines like, "This connects her to your past," lack the gravitas they deserve, which I'm against. It undercuts the reveal's impact. The writing excels in capturing the series' tone, balancing romance with unease, but I think it could have slowed down to let the bigger moments resonate more deeply. Episode 4 evokes a mix of curiosity and melancholy, with Reiko's identity crisis stirring empathy and the photograph reveal sparking intrigue. The party scene, with Reiko and Hajime's quiet moment under the Terra, is the most memorable, blending warmth with an undercurrent of unease that left me reflective. The cliffhanger, Hajime's actions and the sudden disappearance, adds frustration, as I'm eager for answers. The episode prompts thought on how memory defines us, but its emotional impact is tempered by the rushed pacing. It leaves a lasting impression of Kowloon's haunting allure, though I think more focus on Reiko's inner turmoil could have made it even more poignant. Episode 4 of Kowloon Generic Romance is a haunting, if uneven, addition to the series, excelling in its atmospheric storytelling and character-driven moments. The photograph reveal and the generic Terra's ominous presence deepen the mystery, while Reiko and Hajime's evolving bond keeps the romance engaging. The animation and voice acting are strong, capturing the series' unique tone, and the themes of identity and memory resonate deeply. However, I didn't like the rushed pacing around key reveals, which dilutes their impact, and the limited focus on supporting characters like Yaomei feels like a missed opportunity. Overall, the episode achieves its goal of advancing the plot and deepening the central relationship, making it a successful chapter despite its flaws. I anticipate future episodes will slow down to explore Reiko's past more thoroughly, potentially delving into Miyuki's role and the generic Terra's true nature. For fans of mature romance and sci-fi mystery, Episode 4 offers enough intrigue and heart to keep you invested, even if it doesn't fully satisfy all expectations.